Okay, here we are at Harry's house. My good buddy John just left. Master electrician, had some great ideas, has some experience taking these down, so we got a game plan. Today's Wednesday, we're coming back Saturday morning, a couple other guys. Take this down. This is a Rohn 25G. I got for free here. I happened to drive by and saw it up there with no antenna or anything on it, and stopped in and talked to the homeowner, Harry. Harry's a great guy. Turns out he just wanted it off his property. Never used it in the last 9 years he's been there, so he said, you know what, you can have it. You get it down safely, so there it is. We got 3 10-foot sections, and then we've got a 3-foot section down here. And what they did was they concreted it right in. There's no hinge pins or anything on this, which all we're going to do is cut back here on the back side of both of these halfway through and cut this back one here completely off, well, completely right through. So this is free back here, and these two, the front ones here, are going to rest on the what's left on the available steel on the front with a small cut in the back side, so it gives some resistance as it's tilted forward. That was John's idea. It's a pretty good idea. Typically these come with a little hinge pin assistance. Hinge pin system down there that you can unbolt them and lay them down. It'll rotate in the hinge, but this one doesn't have the concrete all the way into the ground, along with the ground rod. You can see the ground rod here. They drove that right down to the concrete as well. So that's the tower. We were looking at how we're going to drop it, so we decided what we'll do is we'll drop it this way. You see it's pretty much wide open. The only power line we have, I don't know if you can see it or not, there it is. The power line feeding that street light coming from behind me. Which really doesn't look like it's going to be too much of a problem. But we're going to tie a few ropes to the top of the tower itself from back here. We got a guy back there holding it, guiding it down. Offer it some resistance so it doesn't go crazy. Well, a couple of guys down here walking it back out, basically just walking it down and letting it down all the way. So it should go pretty smooth. John's done this many times over the years with his father, so I trust him. He's a good man. What's cool about it also is I'm going to recover those brackets up top there on the side of the house. Just gives it some more stability. I mean, this thing's real stable. John, I'm 6'3", 220. John's 6 foot 260, and he climbed about 90% of the way up there. It was pretty stable, so I'm not too concerned about that. When I get it home, I'm not going to concrete it in because I don't want that permanent. But what I am going to do, however, is bury it up to this first section. You can see where that first section is. I'm going to bury that first section completely in dirt. So I get about 3.5 feet worth to bury in the ground to give it some stability, so without having to concrete it. And then I'll also, like I said, reclaim those standoff clamps there and reuse those back at my house. So there you have it. Next video will be Saturday morning. We'll get over here early and see what we can get going for getting some more video. But that's it. It's going to lay right there. There's my car. It's going to lay right there. So we're in beautiful Sebastian, Florida. It's raining today, but that's okay. See the beautiful palm trees. Thought about going that way, but that power drop there is going to croak us if we do. So we're safe for going this way. So when I get it home and get it up there, I'm going to be sticking a new UHF VHF to pick up the high def, the free high def in the air. I'm going to be getting about 100 channels, 50 to the north and 50 to the south, 50 from the Orlando area, 50 from the West Palm area. And getting this thing up there is really going to help me catch the signal. And the beautiful thing about Florida is that it's just such a flat terrain here. It's not mountainous at all, so it's going to be that's in my favor in terms of catching signal. So that's it. There you have it. So we'll be back Saturday morning about 10 o'clock and pick up for part 2.